All right, here we are. Another week. I am your host, Matthias, joined by only one boy today,
We got John.
and that's it. Travis, unfortunately, is working. Can't join us.
Gonna make that money to buy more plastic or resin, mostly plastic.
That's the film business for you.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be done by like 2 p.m. today, and he's like, yeah, they moved the shooting from like 1 p.m. to midnight now, so
Oh,
I
okay.
won't be able to make it tonight. Okay,
All right.
so you've been up to, John?
Also, Warhammer wise, I'm trying to finish my custodies because I realize I'm literally 10 models away from 2,000 points. And I've been playing them in our weekly beat ups. So
So
I
what is that,
played
like 20
them.
models?
Yeah, it's like 20, 20 models, 21 or something. Played a game with my buddy who was playing Grey Knights. We tried out the extra wound on the Space Marines
The little testicle marines?
on everyone on his all because he had all Grey Knights. So we tried that out. He was up in points, but he was a new player, so I was like, oh, my experience should close the gap. And I eventually ended up winning, but it was tough. Two wound Grey Knights with transhuman physiology is pretty hardy. That's a strat where you can't wound them on more than a 4 up.
Yeah.
I couldn't kill those paladins at the end of the game. I just had to try to play the objective with my bike captain, who eventually died at the end. But it's something.
That's
And
how
then
it
I played a game.
is.
Right, right.
It's all objective base, not really much of the killy.
Yeah, and I think getting that extra wound is gonna make space for tactical marine or regular marines way hardier. I also played
Well,
my buddy who was he was playing possessed bomb word bearers, and it hurts pretty bad. I was again playing custodies. This time I had two bike captains in my list. And I would say essentially what happened was we traded with our hard hitting pieces, but eventually at the end, I had custodies left while he had cultists and HQ units, just because in the custodies army everyone kind of hits hard. So
yeah, well, the possessed bomb, once that bomb is dead, it's pretty much a big loss of your threat.
yeah, it's pretty powerful, but you kind of only get one chance, and then that's it. Especially when I realized killing his characters really hampers that. So yeah, that was that.
Mm. Well, I played my first practice game of Crusade,
Ooh,
so that was interesting. Whether we
yeah.
played it right or not is it's up to us, I guess. It was just a practice game. We did about 50 power because Crusade goes on power, not
Right.
points. And I'm too lazy to convert the points at this time, considering we're just trying to learn the system, and it was interesting. I unfortunately got destroyed by sisters.
Oh wow, who are you playing? Dark Eldar.
I was playing my Dark Eldar. I
Okay.
played like a Venom, a Homunculus, a Rack, and like two what the two Talos.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, this should be enough. And then I just wasn't prepared for all the flamers.
Oh, that'll do it for you.
Because I mean, yeah, they're tough, but good old get enough wounds through. It's only a 5 up, 6 up save that I got.
Right.
But I mean, I got wiped by like turn 3, just because it's basically combat patrol. But it was interesting. I did the damage chart. My Talos unfortunately got reduced by like 2 inches in their movement. But I think once a narrative campaign is made, I think it'll be a lot of fun to, actually do instead of doing like a little one-off game.
Yeah, I think Crusade will really shine where when you keep playing those games. Our group, one of my my buddy's Donnie suggested we actually hold off on Crusade for our group because I'm the only one who really plays games on the frequency that you guys would play.
Right.
So that everyone's still trying to learn the rules. So it's like maybe we try to learn the game first and then hop on and add more stuff in, which is fair. It's totally
Yeah,
fair.
well, that's pretty helpful. If everyone
Right.
knows the rules and their army well enough, it goes by smoothly. But yeah, it's interesting that there's really no like secondaries from what I gather in the Crusade.
Yeah,
Your
it's just the
secondaries
primary.
are your agendas, which nets you XP. So it was strange not having those 3 extra missions to do. And since we played Combat Patrol, you only get 1 agenda to do. So yeah, no.
Oh,
Yeah, it's depending on your game size, that's how many agendas you get. So 1,000 or 500, I guess, is what we played. We played 25. I might have said 50. I meant 25. We did 25, and now it's like equivalent of a 500-point game. So Combat Patrol, you only get 1 agenda. That's it. The experience was interesting on how they distribute that.
mm-hmm.
It's your whole army gets 1 for participating in the battle. You get an additional 1 for every time the unit kills a 3rd unit. And if they complete the objective, or I mean agenda, they net that experience as.
Oh,
So it's it'll be interesting to see once we fully get into it, but that's a couple things right there that I'm gonna have to get used to, and the whole power thing. I'm not a
right.
big
Well,
fan of it, but I'm sure we can tweak it around.
I'm sure you could tweak it with points. I think the power only really comes into play when you're doing the when you're getting the bonus CP for being under in Crusade power or Crusade rating or whatever. But I'm sure you could play a game that's points.
True, true.
Yeah.
Anything's possible. I mean, like we said, 25 is about 500 points, 50 is
Right.
about 1,000. So
Right.
every 25 is 500 points. So,
Exactly.
but well, I'll be writing the campaign for that, and I'll see what happens with my group.
Yeah. There we go.
I also, yesterday on Twitch, I did a little painting stream. I painted up this guy, my Judicar, for Black Templars.
Nice. I'm gonna make sure there's an enemy strike last.
I think it turned out well.
No, it looks awesome. It's very fitting for Black Templar being the whole like religious people, zealots worshiping the Emperor and all that. So
Oh yeah, it's gonna go well with my Blade Guard. But other than that, that's all I've been up to. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, it was I recorded that Crusade game, but it didn't turn out well. And
oh,
I'm not talking about because I lost. It's just quality wise, it didn't turn out well.
for sure, for sure.
But if you got anything else you want to add, otherwise we can just jump into the first story.
Yeah, let's jump in.
All right. So if you already knew this, I mean, I only found out due to the Warhammer community site, but apparently this has been on pre-order for a while through Amazon and other places. You get the new action figure for the Necrons or Space Marines. It's a less quality Space Marine, I would say, from the Bandai one that they're selling for like what is it?
A lot.
Like $100. I think both the Necron and the Space Marine are going for about $20. So if you want to pick that up, you can pick it up through Amazon or you can pick it up via Warhammer store the first week of October. Yeah, the Saturday the 10th of October. Other than that, I'm kind of thinking about getting the Necron. I don't know why, but I kind of want it. and I mean it is $20, so not like
I think
not like I'm spending my whole life savings on this.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Having on your desk giant Necron. It's one of those things
Spider.
like, oh, that. Yeah, the freaking scarab. It's kind of cute actually. But I mean, yeah, it's cool to have. I mean, it's not taking away from the main game, right? So
All right. You just want a giant robot or a giant not so well detailed space marine, get it. And
yeah.
I assume this is only going to be limited on the Games Workshop website. I'm sure these guys are going to sell, McFarlane Toys are going to sell it continuously. Like I said, it's been on Amazon for pre-order for at least over a week. So,
Right.
want to pick it up, pick it up. So, I'm going after that story. We got the Sunday preview.
Ooh.
Preview codexes and the King.
What we're waiting for.
It is. So, of course, we got the Space Marine Codex and the limited edition Space Marine Codex, special edition Codex, however you want to call it. I'm not super impressed with it. Just it's the Warhammer 40k border.
Yeah, I miss the old ones that had unique art.
Yeah.
That was cool. This is just the borders removed. I mean, I wasn't really big on those limited edition codexes anyway, but if I was, this is kind of eh.
Yeah, they just removed the border and saturated the colors a bit more. It's not
Yeah.
I don't know why you would buy this. Doesn't even say it adds any different other than get a ribbon marker.
Yeah, that's kind of it. This
That's
is a fat codex though. There's like what 98 data sheets or something. That's a lot.
well, I mean, you got every Space Marine chapter in there right now.
Yeah.
So they get their own books, and then the book kind of becomes obsolete. And then you got the data cards. I'm meh on the data cards. I never really use these except for like tournament buy-ins,
Mm-hmm.
and usually only if they have psychic powers do I ever buy these things. And since I'm playing Black Templar, that's not going to be a problem.
Maybe because there's so many more stratagems and litanies now, I could see being useful. But it's one of those things where like you don't need it. It's nice to have, especially because like let's say you only use specific stratagems in your army, right? In your gameplay. Maybe it's good to have those. I know a few people who would love this for their armies, but I'm gonna play Space Marines. I don't think I need this. I think it's cool. I mean, not for me, but cool for the people who want it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't see myself using these ones. I would just make my own little data cards and save the. I think these things are going for about $25.
Yeah.
So, because yeah, let's be real here. You don't use all the stratagems, and
Yeah.
you don't use all the psychic powers.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. The ATV finally going up for pre-order next week, as well, along with the chaplain, and then we got the servo turret. All stuff that we know. This is all coming on pre-order for next week. Excuse me. Then we got the Necron book. Getting the same treatment of special edition codex. I don't believe he's getting anything else, right? A ribbon marker, soft touch. So basically the same thing.
Same thing.
And then you get the data cards. Again, I don't really see much use in them, but we'll see.
So this one I'm actually gonna pick up
Oh yeah,
because of the
directives.
what's it called? The directives that they're doing.
Yeah, it's nice to have a quick sheet, I guess, but
Especially because of how they work in the sense of that you pick them before the game begins.
yeah.
So and it's dependent on the turn, right? So turn 1 it's this directive, turn 2 is this directive. So I could see just building a custom deck and then just revealing it, and it's secret, right? So I can just do a face down deck and then reveal it as, it's turn 1, haha, you've activated my protocol, and the next turn you've activated my next one, kind of thing. So that's cool. I'm not super familiar with Necron stratagems, and I can imagine this army is being redone completely, so they have super new stuff. So I would probably enjoy having those on hand. So I think I'll pick this up because again, it's one of those things where it's useful to me, so I should probably get it.
Well, right. I mean, I'm not saying that these are completely worthless. I mean, you want to pick it up because you like the reference sheet, or
Right.
the quick reference sheet, and how it looked and how it's already nicely printed and all that. Totally go for it. I'm not saying don't buy it if you don't want to get it. I'm just saying that for $25, I think I can just make it a lot neater since you're not going to be using more than, I would say, 80% of this deck.
Right, which is fair. I just do want to mention, I guess the point I'm going towards is that like you don't need this to play your army. This is just a cute optional thing that may or may not be useful.
Right.
Because looking at new people trying to join the hobby, they always ask like, "Oh, I need these cards, right?" And it's like, no, you don't need them. They're nice to have if you're that kind of person who wants the references easy, and not like having to reference your codex with the data sheets all over the place. And like you have like 12 data sheets on the page. You just want like the 5 you're gonna use. That's good for that, but again, you don't need it.
Exactly.
Exactly. So
It's a nice quality of life, but not necessary.
exactly, good quality of life. That's the best way to put it.
And then we got the big boy himself, the Silent King. Still don't know any rules about him. Much rules about him. Very disappointing. I was hoping we'd get something. Got the Lockhust Heavy Destroyer.
That's hype. I'm getting 3 of those. I need ranged anti-tank in my army. Silent King, I'll skip on him for now.
Yeah, you got the Doomstalker, the Tripod.
That one I'm getting probably 2 of.
Not technically a tripod, but whatever.
Quad pod.
Quad pod. There you go. Before we get to the dice, yeah. I don't know how hard I'm gonna go on to the Necrons just yet, or Space Marines, I should say, because I'm kind of just currently painting that. But I think I definitely pick up the Silent King. The only thing that's stopping me right now from picking up the Silent King is there's not much information out there just yet.
Right. You kind of don't know what he does besides being the Supreme Command guy.
Exactly. Yeah. Once I get a little bit more information, I'll definitely pick him up. But right now, I don't see any point pre-ordering him.
Yeah.
Also, the price point, which we'll get to later.
Right.
And then we got the dice. So how do you feel about the Necron dice?
So I actually think these are easy to read because it has pips. I think dice that have pips are super easy to read. It does have the issue of the 1 and the 6 is a symbol, which can get annoying. I'm assuming the Necron's face is a 1 and the Triarch symbol is a 6.
GW, can we stop doing this? Can we go back to the dice being either 1 or 6 being a symbol and not both being a symbol? Yeah, preferably the 6.
Yeah.
But I
again,
mean,
I like the pip design, but I agree. 1 should just be a pip.
Yes, I like how it all connects to each other. It's a cool design of the dice. But the 1 and 6 really makes me mad. Boils my blood. And then, I believe the price point was like what, $35 for these dice?
Yeah, the 30 or 35.
Yeah, and then we got the Space Marine dice, which the image here doesn't really do it much justice because you can't really see because they're only giving you the symbols. But have you seen these dice yet?
I've seen some pictures online of the full dice, and it has the same problem as earlier, where the 1 and the 6 are symbols.
Yes.
They vary in quality of readability. I think the Raven Guard ones are the most readable because I think it's just a Raven skull. And instead of a pip, it's the same design as pips, except but instead of like the circle pip, it's a Raven Guard. It's a Raven skull, which is cool.
Yeah, the
I believe.
Raven Guard dice are the out of this set here is the best one to read. And then I would say second would be a tie between Imperial Fist and Iron Hands and Salamander's dice.
Yeah, I've seen the Salamanders one. They look really bad.
It looks like crap on fire.
Yeah, that's not cool. Unfortunately, because Salamanders are cool. That dragon symbol is cool. Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, they're the worst. The Iron Fists are they have a fist in the middle, and then lightning bolts to determine the number, which is a terrible idea. So actually, I know I would say Imperial Fist is third, and then Iron Hands would probably be second, just because of their cog wheels.
Yeah. I think Raven Guard hit the middle ground of it's just in between too boring and too fancy. Because, comparing these to the 30k dice that were out recently, a lot of the 30k dice was kind of boring on the boring side. They're just pips and the symbol. Like my buddy who's a hardcore Imperial Fist player, he does not like the 30k dice because of how boring they are. It's just the fist and then pips. Well, this one is actually more interested in. I mean, it's kind of more on the fancier side, reading to like Salamander's level of just like too much going on, but it's not as boring as the Forge World one. So
Oh
I
please,
guess it's that scale of dice of like, do you want how simple or boring do you want it, and versus how fancy do you want it?
please give me the 30k dice. At least they have the symbol on the 6 or the 1. I can't really remember which one it was,
It's
but at
on the
least
stick.
that's all you need.
Yeah.
Who cares if it's boring pips? The whole point is it's got to be fast. You got to be able to skim through the dice because you're throwing like 20, anywhere from 10 to 50 dice.
I think the color of the dice is where because for me, if it's just a plain color with pips, that's kind of boring. But if it's plain, like I have the Adeptus Satanicus Horus Heresy dice, the red ones with like the Sons of Horus for the 6, and it's just pips. But the dice are red, but they're kind of like the almost marbly red with like the kind of gold on it, and that's super cool. It's not boring. I
Right.
have the Aeronautic Imperialist dice, which are used for 40k, and that's like the sky blue marble with the symbol on the 6 and just pips. See, that's cool. But just like a red, like just red dice with just matte red, matte yellow with the symbol and the pips. That's just not as fun to me, in my opinion. That's at least how I view the dice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm gonna just scroll up to the Necron dice here. I mean, I hate what they did with the 1 and the 6, but I mean, if
Oh my
I
gosh,
if I threw those dice, I would be able to tell what is what at least.
yeah. If only the skull was a one, was a pip, would be perfect. I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, it'd be fine. All right, let's scroll down here. Uh, Start here. Don't really care about that. Forge
Actually,
World. Hmm?
this is if you want a assault intercessor sergeant for your Indominus assault marines with a thunderhammer, this is perfect conversion bait. Just a heads up for people, because he's in a different pose, so it's easy to mark him as a sergeant. Replace that a chancellor with a thunderhammer or power fist or whatever you want, because now we know he can have different weapons. It's good for that. But otherwise, it's a cool magazine for new people. You get some minis. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here because I'm not big on the whole conversion thing. I'm very vanilla. I got a guide to convert for me.
I'm actually on the vanilla side, except for like weapon swaps or kit bashes. But yeah, I'm not someone who will like mix several kits for something completely different. That's just not me. But simple weapon swap there.
Yeah, and then Forge World, we got House Escher here. Yeah, it looks like just weapon loadout
Yeah,
swaps.
I mean, for people who have seen the Necromunda rules, like every gang can kind of take anything, so you kind of need weapons representing everything, and literally everything from bolters to plasma cannons, melta pistols, grenade launchers, needle pistols, all that good stuff. So
All that good jazz.
all that good jazz. So yeah, it's cool. Coming up with Escher.
And then library, we got the Infinite and Divine. So we got Trazon the Infinite, I take it, and Silent King, or
I
Divine
think
someone else.
Oricon the Diviner.
Orcon, okay. I'm not too familiar with my Necron characters.
I looked at them once and was like, okay, cool. Necron characters. Too bad you're all resin.
And that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at their map. Yeah, that's about it. So this Saturday, which I think we predicted last podcast, or
We
was
did.
it after podcast? I don't really remember. We did say that it was pre-orders were going to be next week.
Thank goodness.
And
Did not want to be a end of October pre-order.
yeah, did they say October 10th? No, October 10th was the big model. Did they give a date for these?
Oh, they're pre-order Saturday. They're out the next Saturday, so they're out the 10th.
Okay, so they are out the 10th. All right, there you go. Now we got some prices to look over here.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Oh, off spiky bits here. So to no one's surprise, Silent King is gonna be $150.
I mean, that sounds about right. I don't think that's too expensive for what he is, because he checks all the boxes of why he should be expensive. He's a giant model. You're only gonna have one of him.
You can only have one of them.
You can only have one of him, and he's kind of the center. He's the main Necron guy, right? So, I mean, Magnus and Mortarion, I believe, are close to that price. So no shocker.
110. I would assume. I would assume everything would be 110, like via Titans and some Age of Sigmar characters, and I think Magnus or the Primarchs at least.
Oh, they're like 140. Those guys are expensive.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Magnus is 150.
Oh, he's 150.
Yeah, Mortarion is also 150.
I guess I'd never know because you gave me Magnus.
Yeah, old Magnus.
And whatever, I still use it.
He's being used. That's what matters. He needs a new home. Yeah, I'm renting him out to you perpetually, forever.
Forever, under contract. But
for real. but yeah, no shocker there. Because again, like Matt said, you can only have one of him, right? So it's not. He's one of those things where, yeah, he's expensive because you're going to have one.
Oh, he's expensive, and that's a big chunk of plastic there.
Yeah.
This is probably the most plastic of a single model. The only one I can think of is the one riding the stag, not the stag, or the stag beetle or something like that.
Oh, Alariel, that's pretty huge. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the equivalent, I would assume.
I see a lot of people complaining about how this model is going to easily break. Guys, like, I know it's plastic, but seriously, the new Games Workshop, whatever they're doing with their plastic, this is not going to break unless you throw it on a wall. Like, I have two Eidolons, I have Nagash, I have some more Tarks, I have two Bloodthirsters, and this is not going to break, especially because this is the latest to come out. I'm sure they've learned their lesson on how these models work, especially because it's plastic is not heavy, it's hollow. Yeah, it looks top heavy, but plastic is hollow, right? It's not going to be it's not going to be heavy or anything, it's going to be hard to break.
I would just look at the little spindly bits at the bottom that's holding up. That's what concerns me.
I think it's gonna be fine. Having again owned a bunch of these like weirdly like, I guess, pose model, or how are they positioned, right? I think this guy is fine, especially because there's a bunch of lightning bits on his base. I think that giant that like bush of lightning at the bottom, that's gonna be super solid.
The thing that holds it together.
I think this. If you're concerned that this is gonna break, it's not. I'm talking from experience of having owned models like this. It'll be like Nagash. My Nagash is, I played him a lot. He's never broken.
Same with mine.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Well, I look forward to it. $150. Sounds steep, but again, once I know these rules, I will be happy.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about him yet, other than his wound counters. The Doomstalker is gonna be $40.
That's really cheap for how big this is.
Yeah, that's kind of not what I was expecting.
I think this is an easy build model in the same vein as the easy build aggressors, the blight hauler, stuff like that. Because this is really cheap for the size of this. I would expect like $60 for this, considering how big it is. So that's good,
Uh,
you know.
I mean, I would hope it wouldn't be $60. I would hope it'd be, well, let me rephrase this. I thought it would be $50. I wouldn't have hoped it would
Right,
be $50. 40
right.
bucks is a good deal, but
That's
in our
awesome.
previous podcasts, we didn't see much viable play for this thing. But then again, edition's still new, so we don't know yet.
Right, and who knows what other stratagems and stuff. I mean, they revealed that the destroyer, which we're going to talk about later, has the blast keyword on one of its guns. So it's implied that they left off special rules in those
This
preview
box?
data sheets. Yeah,
Oh, the pre-data sheets. Okay.
yeah, that they put in the starter sets. So I'm excited to see what it could have. I mean, I'm expecting this to be blast weapon because the other one they revealed as a blast weapon. So
Oh,
yeah,
does it say the sheet that they provided? That is probably from the book.
no, this is from the starter sets where they preview these models.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
yeah, exactly. And the Locust Destroyer doesn't have blast on one of its guns, and in a recent community article it said that gun has a blast. So I'm sure there's a ton of special rules they're leaving out here.
Okay, yeah, well,
Yeah, which is
they
good.
we'll get to that soon.
Yeah.
The Destroyer, $35.
Yeah, again, that's
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 pretty
a
much where I
dreadnought.
thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, that's a dreadnought, and it's cheaper than a dreadnought. you know,
Yeah, I didn't expect this thing is probably about $5 cheaper than what I thought it would be, but
100% easy build, I think.
it's good. It's a good price, I would think, considering everyone's probably gonna spam this.
Yeah. Uh,
Then,
so talking about this, you mind if talk about the rules they revealed for this guy?
is that's in the article, right?
Oh, it's one of the old articles that
Oh, okay, yeah, go for it.
all they well, there's two things that they mentioned which are interesting. The first one is the heavy 3D3 gun has blast,
Okay,
which rules as written. They might FAQ this. Blast weapon says minimum of 3 against targets of 6 to 10, right? Which means this gun is kind of useless because you're always gonna roll minimum 3 on 3D3. So, but on a large blob, that's a minimum 6, so that's more useful, right?
right.
So we'll see. We'll see how that changes. How this? I mean, the Necron community is still kind of torn on which gun is better. I like my army specifically needs the heavy one 3D3 damage gun. I could see use for the 3D3 strength 7 -1/1 damage gun. So I mean, Matt loves that because Matt's a Daka guy. So
I love Madaka,
yeah,
and I would say that that's the gun to go with.
right.
In all honesty, I mean, come on, most vehicles are toughness 6. This thing's wounding on a 3, and you're getting 3 shots minimum at least at strength 7
Yeah,
-1.
6 on average. And they revealed that, excuse me, all destroyers are gonna have the rule that Scorpex have, where they reroll once to hit. So that's already a good buff for this unit.
Mm-hmm.
And one more thing that they kind of hinted at is that there will be Locust Lords, which is, I'm assuming, the replacement for Destroyer Lords, because I'm sure they're getting rid of that kit. It's pretty old. Now, will we see any model for that? Who knows? I would hope so. That'd be dope. I would love a new Destroyer Lord looks like this.
Well, I figured they would have shown it by now, since they've revealed everything already.
But see, that's what we thought, and then Plastic Blade ones happened.
Yeah, but that was inevitable, right?
um, but I would say so. It's the same thing. It's inevitable we're going to see Plastic Heavy Destroyer Lord. So
True. Well, we'll just have to wait and see.
right,
Let's move on to Space Marine, shall we? So the
yeah.
Chaplain on bike will be $45. This one surprised me a little bit. I didn't think it was gonna be that expensive.
I think the $10 tax. I'm comparing this to the Locust is the or and the the Doomstalker is it's the HQ thing where like you're probably gonna have one of this guy in your army. I mean, you could have multiple, but realistically, unless you're running heavy bike army, you're probably gonna have one. So
Yeah, I figured when I first saw this, I'm like, this should probably be like $10 cheaper. I don't think this should be worth the price that it is now. Because I mean, aren't most single characters, depending on what they are, about anywhere from, and again, this is just being on foot, from like 18 to $25, right?
no, the Space Marine ones are 35.
Are they?
Yeah, yeah. Welcome to Space Marines, Matt. They're
Oh,
35
fuck me then, I guess.
bucks.
I haven't bought
Yeah.
any Space Marine characters. All I have is the Indominus box, and well, I bought all the special characters for Black Templar.
Right, right. But the newer ones, the new Primaris characters, are like 35 bucks for a captain, a chaplain, a apothecary. So I
Well
actually
then,
think
never
I did
mind.
not think I just realized this when you mentioned it. Yeah, like that makes sense why you're paying $10 for the bike.
Never mind then.
Yeah.
Forget what I said. I don't know what I'm
So
talking
compared
about.
to that, that's a good price. But I think in general, that's pretty pricey for a single character.
I
In
agree.
general,
I still think it should be about $35.
but
40
I mean,
bucks minimum.
I'm gonna get one. I like my bikes, so
Yeah, well, if I didn't get Grimaldus, I would get this guy.
Gramal is dope. This guy is cool, but there are no epic novels written by Aaron Dembski about this guy, unlike Grimaldus. So
All right then, and then ATVs are $40.
$30.
That also kind of surprised me.
Yeah, considering the Locust is 35, this being 40, I mean, I guess it's slightly bigger.
It's that
So
extra. It's that the Mario Kart, rip off that they're doing, or the Halo.
right,
Got to make sure they make that money. I'm a little surprised. I kind of actually expected this to be more.
really,
Yeah, I expected this to be $45
I
minimum.
expect 35. I
Nah.
thought I thought it's an easy build. Probably is an easy build. What am I saying? I think it's an easy build. I think this guy. I think all of these are easy build, except for the obviously the Silent King is not easy build.
Sure it is.
And
Like
the
models
chapter
just
one thing.
chopped in half, and you're just gonna
Oh yeah, dude.
put it
That's
back
it.
together like that.
That's it.
Uh, okay. Well, what because you think it's easy build, that's why it's still cheap. I mean, there's not
Yeah.
many variants to this thing. It's just
Yeah.
the gun.
Turret swap, right? Yeah, that sounds about right. Same for the Locust. It's just a gun swap, so I can totally see that being easy build for the new people, and for us, we just don't care about bits.
Yeah, that's true. Accurate.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool. I'll be if I ever convince myself to do Raven Wing, I'll get a couple of these.
I plan on picking up 3 of these for my Black Templars.
There you go. Drive them closer, right?
The Miltas, why not?
Meltas, burn the heretics.
And then we got the servo turret, $35. This is what I expected.
Yep, easy build, $35. Weapon swap. Still ridiculous that this thing can move, but there you go.
And man, it's only 3 inches. Come on.
And advance can run.
Well, no one said apply logic to it. Okay.
That's true.
It's got little hover things, right? I think is what it is. Little hover tracks.
That makes sense.
But yeah, this is servo turret, $35 as expected. The codexes, $50. That's right. That's normal.
How much is Codex Space? It's 40 right now. Yeah, $10 for including Space Wolves, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, and Death Watch. Yeah, that's not bad. Necrons being 50. Then again, like they're almost doubling their data sheets. Plus they're adding new stratagems and the protocols thing. So
yeah, but most people are equating this $10 increase to the fact that you can get the digital book now.
That's true.
Or the digital book that's included with this.
Right.
And I mean, I don't know about that, but
I mean, for
another $10 is pretty pricey, though.
I think for the Space Marine one, it's worth it. For the Necron one, that's where I think we can have a conversation of like, is that really worth $10 with the amount of content you're adding?
Yeah, I mean, Space Marine, since it has all the chapters being shoved into it until they get their own supplements, makes sense.
Yeah.
That's it's gonna be almost a big novel right there on its own.
Right. Right.
The Necrons, on the other hand, I mean, they are getting a bunch of new stuff, a bunch of new rules, a bunch of new models. Makes sense, but I don't think it's enough to warrant an extra $10. I don't think there's gonna be that many more pages.
Right. So I don't know. We'll see. I think they're still going to release digital copies of this on the web store if you guys are into that. So
Yeah, well, I mean, I mean, you know about the QR code, right?
no, I'm saying like I think it's going to have if you just want the digital, I think they're going to have an option to buy digital.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
That's gonna be that, and that's pretty much it on that.
Yeah. Price list.
I didn't really look through the full price lineup leak, but it'll be up there on screen if you want to look at it. But yeah, are you shocked, or are you pretty much expected this?
The only thing I'm shocked at is the Doomstalker being $40. That's freaking awesome. I'm definitely getting two
Yeah,
because I thought it was like 50, 60. I'm like, oh, I don't really need one, but yeah, I'm definitely getting two of those. From because I got my Necron army. For you guys who've listened to the previous episodes, it really needs ranged anti heavy things because I got wrecked by my buddy's Death Guard just because they didn't have enough damage
range.
more than one things or range, right? Just super long range firepower. So I think the Locust and the Doomstalker will help with that. And after picking those up, I could comfortably run a 2,000 point list with my Necron. So yeah, I'm excited.
Well, I'm looking forward to the Silent King to lead my 100 Necron warriors to victory.
Oh, you bet. That's what's up. Hey man, there's a guy who won that with that gaunt list that has like a million of them. So fourth edition Undying Legions. Here we go.
Bring back
Especially
phase out. Here we go.
Monolith. We're gonna talk about later.
All right, and then we'll go on the news that dropped today. We'll start with
Yeah.
the lighter one, which is the Space Marine. So, in a previous podcast, I know we went over the leak, uh, chapter traits. But here we go, and these ones are finally blown up and not translated by someone.
Yeah. Oh, a fun fact: that image in that article with the Ultramarines, the Blood Angels, and all that—that's the leaked image with the old hand speeder from like almost a year ago.
Yes, this one right here.
Yeah, I
Back in
noticed.
early January,
We're
so
like,
this
what is
land.
this?
Well, you can't see my mouse on screen, but this Blood Angel Storm Speeder. What is it called?
Yeah, forgot the name already, but that thing.
Storm Speeder thing. Yeah, that's the leaked image right there, and then the bikes in the background for the Outriders, and then the Predator got leaked. Right.
Yep.
That's it. Right.
Yeah.
All that right there. That was
Yeah. Oh,
all.
there we go.
Those were the leaked images back in January, February time frame. But here we go. We got the chapter tactics. Just gonna go through these really fast because we did go through these already. So Space Wolves. Each time a model with this tactic makes a melee attack, model in the unit made charge was charged. Heroic intervention. Add 1 to that attack roll, and a unit with this tactic is eligible to perform a heroic intervention as if they were very Space Wolfy, very
Yeah.
close combat-y.
I think this changed slightly. I don't. That's what I heard. I don't play Space Wolves, so
I don't
I
play
don't know.
Space
But
Wolves either.
I mean, that's cool for you Space Wolf players. +1 to hit first turn of combat. That's huge. That's pretty swingy.
Yeah, and hitting on 2s.
Yep.
Nice. Charging or being charged.
Yep. And your Thunderhammer Power Fist. Ignore that penalty. It's pretty good.
Blood Angels, add 1 to the advanced and charge rolls. Each time a model with this attack makes a melee attack. Same thing as the Space Wolf, but instead of hit is a wound roll.
Yeah.
So,
This 100% has not changed. Looking at making a Blood Angel army. Yeah, this is the same. And it's good. You know, Blood Angels want to get into combat ASAP. +1 to advance and charge. Yep, that's pretty good. make sure deep striking charges need an 8 instead of a 9. That's a huge buff
Is
in the
indeed.
probability of getting that charge off from deep strike. But yeah, that's pretty awesome.
And then the Dark Angels. I wish Chavez was here so I can hear him groan in agony about how he doesn't like this at all. What is this? With the tactic, makes an attack unless the model unit has moved this turn, excluding pile in, blah blah blah. Add 1 to the attack roll hit. Each combat attrition test taken, this tactic is automatically passed. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever. It could be worse, Matt. It could be place objective in the middle, and if you don't hold, if no one holds it, the enemy gets victory points. So
that is true. That is accurate.
And but, then, I mean, it's cute. Like, I'm building a Dark Angel army, so, but I'm planning to like use the different chapters to represent the different wings. So I'm not like.
Aren't you doing 30k Dark Angels though, or?
No, I'm doing 40k. My primary is gonna be 30. It's 30k themed, but it's gonna use the 40. It's gonna be a 40k army.
Got it. All right, I remember now.
But I'm not excited to use this. Hopefully the supplement will have more interesting things. So
we can only hope.
I
can hear Travis yelling right now.
Lion 40k confirmed January 2021.
All right, and then we got the pick and mix chapter. So these are the new ones.
Yeah.
So we got Bolter Fusillades.
Yeah.
Each time a model with this tactic makes a range attack with a bolt weapon, we roll 1s. So negates the action of taking, what is that, a captain?
Yeah, right. And it's gonna be useful for non-core units because, because
of the aura change.
Right. Yeah. Now I want to compare this to the old one because I heard that these actually changed quite a bit. So let me pull up the create a chapter stuff here. So that's the same. Yeah. So built or fusel, that's the same. You're rolling 1s to hit. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not really familiar with the custom chapters because no one really took custom chapters when I played.
Yeah, I know. In the big tournament meta, that was what's up, was the custom chapters. Specifically this next one that we're gonna talk about, long range marksman.
Add 3 inches to the characteristics of heavy weapons, rapid fire weapons, excluding flamers. So that's good, at least.
So this is a slight nerf because before it was all weapons, including assault, but now it's just rapid fire and heavy, which is kind of most weapons anyway. You do lose the pistol bonus, and assault intercessors with range 21 heavy bolt pistols. That's a big difference. So you can't do that anymore. But
that and whatever assault weapons you had. Well,
right, like assault cannons and all that.
The excluding flamer part would have been fine if it had assault weapons in it, right?
Yeah, so this is interesting because I see a lot of people saying that, like, oh, dude, salamanders suck now because flamers aren't affected by this. Flamers all got if you guys remember, all flamers got a range buff for free.
Yeah, they're now 12 inches.
So it's so, I mean,
and that's what current meta games were using already.
Yeah.
So the only thing that got nerfed is it's not going to be a 15-inch flamer.
Right. Still more than before. So, this is good. This is one of those, like, if you don't know what to include as your custom chapter rules, this is a no-brainer. Like, plus 3 inches, yeah. For your last cannons, your bolters, your plasma guns. I think multi-meltas are heavy. So, but it's a great buff. So, grab guns.
A good, all-around good buff.
Yeah.
For your custom chapter. So we'll have to see about some other stuff, and then we got the hand-to-hand approach, as they call it. Hungry for battle. Add 1 to the advanced and charge rolls. That's meh.
Just play Blood Angels. At least you get the other one where you get +1 wound.
Yeah. Whirlwind of Rage. Each time a model with this tactic makes a melee attack, if that model unit made a charge or was charged, heroic intervention, blah blah blah. Any unmodified hit rolls of a 6 add an additional hit. Cannot select its big duelist.
So just reference
Exploding
duelist.
sixes.
Yeah, duelist before is if you roll a 6 to hit, it's an auto wound. So that would be kind of crazy when you couldn't do it before. So they're just repeating that, which makes sense.
Right. I mean, there's in all the custom chapters, craft worlds, cabals, whatever. They always have one of these that
Yeah.
you can't take with the other.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, if you're a melee focused chapter, I mean, Death of the False Emperor is truly this, and Chaos Marine players love that. So you're essentially getting this against everyone. So pretty good for the melee. If you don't want to run the traditional like Space Wolves, Blood Angels, White Scars, like this is pretty nice.
And at the bottom here it says with 19 successor chapter tactics to choose from, you'll be able to pick and choose your combinations. So there you go. You got 19 tactics to choose from.
So for reference, before you had 18, so there's a new one. I wonder what it is.
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you if any of these are new or old, but going by
They're-
your insight, it's the ones that we read are old.
yeah, they're old, and only the marksman one has changed. The rest are the same.
Okay. 15-inch flamer sounds disgusting.
Yeah, thank goodness that's the thing. Only 12, no big deal. Only 12.
12 is manageable. 15, that's almost half the board.
Yeah, game breaking.
All right. Well, got nothing more to say on this. I know you're aping to talk about the new Necron stuff that got released.
Yeah, just to summarize, I mean, this is cool. Again, as someone whose Marine army is going to be based on changing up the chapter tactics to represent, the different fighting styles of the First Legion, like it's nice. Like nothing too crazy. This is not as exciting, I guess, as a Marine player. It's like, okay, cool, same thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Minor nerf. That's the only change, So, Necrons though, it's gonna be a fun talk.
All right, well, let's bring them up. Necron, new rules and units.
Right, reanimation protocols. So,
I think we talked about this.
TLDR it.
We talked about this last time, right? When it was linked in the White Dwarf.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to TLDR it, go for it.
Yeah. So TLDR. I mean, first off, you use this every time after you remove casualties from an attack, for every attack. But the big difference is you roll a dice equal to the amount of wounds you've lost, equal to the wounds of the dead models you lost, and for each 5 up, you get a wound worth of models back, and you can only bring back multi-wound units if you have enough to bring back the full supplement of wounds. So if you have like a destroyer with 3 wounds, you need at least 3 5 ups to bring that back. And yeah, that's essentially it. So it's super different from before, because before you roll at the start of your turn, and you roll you always roll for the amount of casualties you currently have. Now it's just dependent on how many you lost in one turn. So let's say you lost 10 Necron warriors, you brought back 5. Well, the 5 you lost, they're gone forever, unless there could be maybe other rules that cryptex do, stratagems, relics, etc., that change that. But as of right now, kind of how it works.
Okay, and then it says it can be modified by -1 or +1. Now the +1 makes sense because I assume that's, again, old Necron player here, so I'm just gonna say Resurrection Orb. But what can cause a -1? That's what I
don't know. I think that's just like future proofing in case there's something that makes it more than -1.
Yeah.
But the +1 maximum, that's interesting, because right now you could do a +2 with a Cryptech and the new Canoptic guy from Indominus, the Reanimator, the support tripod. So
okay, so you can only ever. So they made it so you can never get stuff back on a 2+.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be annoying.
That would be annoying. 2-up reanimation. Now this is a nerf to multi-wound units, because again you need to nail rolls equal to the wound full of a multi-wound Necron unit trying to reanimate. So again, if you have a 5-wound unit, you need to have those 5 wounds. You need to have 5/5-ups before you can bring 1 back. So that's a nerf. I think it's a buff for 1 wound units like warriors, immortals, etc. Because you getting to roll every time you get shot is pretty good. It's been compared to feel no pain, and I can see why, because you do it after being shot, right, or after every attack. Except it's being, I think the fact that it's modifiable, I think you'll see more of those reanimators and whatever new crypt tech buffs reanimation. So um, I see a lot of crying over this, how it makes Necrons unplayable, blah blah blah, typical 40k community. But I think it's hard to say without knowing what the rest of the codex does. Who knows? Maybe there's a strat that just make reanimation for unit that's been wiped out. Who knows, right? So,
well, this is I forget now. So is it you do it at the end of the phase, or you do it after every time you take a wound?
every time you lose, you take casualties. So let's say
All right,
I'm
so it
playing
is just a feel no pain.
Yeah, it's essentially a glorified feel no pain if you want to put it that way.
It's
But
it's
that's
a
modifiable.
it's a better. Well, no, it's the old feel no pain 5-up.
Yeah.
Okay, it's better than what the Dark Eldar got. Got it. Hate them.
Funny. That's funny. But again, who knows what the codex would have? Like maybe there's something in the codex that makes the current reanimation, just busted. So we'll see. Too early to tell if this is bad or good for Necrons compared to right now. So
I don't know. It's just weird because it says once you pass your reanimation protocols, the models that supposedly died doesn't count towards your morale test, which makes no sense on why they would need to include that unless the models died and then you brought them back.
right, which is interesting. So
This
I don't know.
must be something we're misinterpreting there.
Yeah.
All right, well that's the
We'll see.
lengthy TLDR.
Yeah.
You wanna move on?
Yeah. So blah blah blah. Command protocol. So they talk about the command protocols from the last big preview.
Right.
They reveal a new one, the protocol of the sudden storm. So either when this protocol is active, either you get +1 move to all your units, or who's affected, or you could attack after doing an action. So actions are pretty important with some missions where you
Hold the
activate
center or put up a flag.
Right, and I believe right now the prevents you from shooting, but this changes it where you could still attack. And they say this is good for late game when you're trying to seize objectives. I mean, that makes sense.
True.
+1 moves is pretty good, just to I mean, 1 inch is pretty big in wargaming, in all honesty, so that could be a huge thing.
Is a Necron a 5 or 6 base?
Warriors right now are 5. If you're near a lord, you get +1, so you could have +2 if you use this near your lord.
And there you go. That's 7 inches. That's moving as fast as an Eldar right now.
Right.
All right, that's good. We got the robotic reinforcements, the 6-shooter.
Yeah, the Hexmark Destroyer. So they reveal its pistol and one of its rules or defining rules. So the pistol is pretty tame, 18 inches, pistol 1, strength 6, -1, 1 damage, and it's kind of whatever. It's kind of cute. But
I mean, it is 6 shots.
It is 6 shots, and because of multi-threat eliminator, every time you kill a model with this attack, you get to attack again. Now this only stacks once, so you can get a maximum of 12 shots. So depending on how much points this guy costs, that's potentially 12 strength 6 -1, 1 damage shots, 18 inches. That could shred some infantry pretty hard.
Get some guardsmen, get some Eldar, T3, wooding on 2s.
Oh yeah, and I can imagine if there's a stratagem that adds like +1 damage, you could shred some Marines pretty easily with this.
Accurate, then do that
Yeah.
as well.
So I mean, it's a cool model. This is interesting. I like stuff like that. And being a destroyer, we know it's gonna have reroll ones to hit. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
This isn't a character, right? Or
It's a character.
It is a character.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a special character, but it's a character.
Got it. I couldn't remember if it was.
Yeah. Hope it's an elite choice.
All right.
HQ slots are clogged.
Your monolith you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, the monolith. So big changes to its weapons. The death the before it only had Gus Flux arcs, which right now are rapid fire 3, strength 5 minus 2 1 damage. So essentially, this guy has the equivalent of 12 immortal shooting. And for anti infantry, it's pretty good. That's 12 shots, strength 5 minus 1 1 damage, up into 24. Oh, sorry. 24 shots within half range. Or you can get the Death Ray, which is heavy 1, strength 9, AP minus 3, D3 plus 3 damage. So it's a D3 plus 3 damage last cannon. And you get 4 of them. And it has the particle whip, which is heavy D6, strength 12 minus 3 3, blast. That's the classic Dawn of War lightning shot. And
Yep.
then you got the Portal of Exile, which is it's melee attack. So as you fight the monolith in close combat, it just sucks you in its portal in the middle. So be careful with that, trying to charge him. But yeah, the Death Ray, that's pretty nice. I'm just looking at what my army needs, which is more anti-tank, anti-high damage, or sorry, anti-tough things. So having a minimum 4 damage gun, that's pretty good.
I wanna point to something here that I
What's
just
up?
noticed. This thing in combat automatically hits.
Yeah. So depending on how much attacks it has, that's I'm assuming it's gonna be like strength 8 or something. So
I mean, I guarantee you probably don't want to put this thing in combat, but that's an interesting thing that it auto hits.
yeah, and it's minus 3 damage. That's a Thunder Hammer, or that's a current Thunder Hammer.
And I assume this thing will probably be like, I don't know, it's going by older editions. This is the equivalent of a Land Raider. So I mean, what's the strength of a Land Raider? 7, 8.
Yeah, or 7 or 8. Yeah,
So
strength 8 minus that's Thunder Hammers.
hitting with that with minus 3 damage,
Yeah,
you definitely kill a couple weaklings.
right. And just like Matt said, I don't think you want to charge this into combat, but looking at how its guns are pretty short range, it's a deterrent to being assaulted, which is nice. So it's nice. It's nice. I like that.
It's just blah, blah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm still just fixated on the Portal of Exile. It's
Yeah.
crazy. I didn't notice that. All right. And then the next thing, got
Oh
the
yeah.
Void Dragon.
Oh yeah.
I just realized that we didn't get a price point for this guy, but
Well, he's not coming out soon, so
I know that's why I'm a little sad.
this guy I think is gonna be 110. He's like, or however greater demons are priced, 120. I don't know.
110, really?
110, 120. No more than 130.
Yeah, I mean he does look like a Nagash, and Nagash was like 110, was it?
Nagash is actually stupid cheap for how big he is, and Nagash is 110.
Yeah,
That's really cheap for a model you'll only have one of. But
this is a very busy model, so yeah, probably around there.
yeah, and you'll only probably have one of him in your army. I don't think spamming this guy's a good idea.
Well, I don't
Like
think you can
Necrons.
spam the shards because
Those the characters, yeah. Especially
they're all characters now.
That's right.
Uh, did we know his stats?
No, these are all new. So
All right, well here we
movement
go.
8,
Movement 8,
yep,
weapon
hits.
skill, blitz skill 2. That's normal. Strength 6, toughness 7. That's kind of normal for a
Yeah,
monster. 9 wounds.
can be look out, sir. Works.
Yes, he just barely meets the mark.
Yep.
5 attacks.
Leadership
We're gonna have to see,
save.
and 3 of save. Yeah.
Does not degrade. Should point that out. So that's awesome.
It's about on par. I have. It's been a long time since I brought out my Avatar of Kane, but it's almost Avatar of Kane stats. I think the Avatar is a little weaker on the toughness side,
Yeah.
but makes up for it with sword. So let's take a look at his weaponry. So you want to go over this?
Yeah. So Spirit of Void Dragon. So you could either shoot it or stab people with it, like you normally would. So if you shoot it, it's range 12, heavy 1, strength 9, minus 4, d6 damage. Now, each time an attack is made with this weapon, if you hit when you're 2 up, draw a line between the closest point of this model's base and that of the closest model in the unit. Make 1 wound roll against the target unit, and each other unit this line passes over. If you damage a vehicle, it's d3 plus 3, which greatly reduces the randomness of the damage, which is nice. So it's kind of like Mortarian's pistol. Now I think this is cute in the sense of like it's nice to have, but it doesn't like make me go, oh, that's amazing. I'm gonna use this guy just for that.
Right.
Because you're getting one hit per unit. You know, it's 12-inch range, which is not that long. So
Well, it's like the Avatar's Melta sword, so.
yeah. So it's nice to have. And in close combat, you got your 5 attacks, strength 9, -4 d6. So same thing as the gun version. And if you hit a vehicle, it's d3 + 3, which again, I love that. Greatly, the biggest problem currently with d6 damage weapons is rolling a 1 or a 2 is very possible, and that sucks if that happens. Even a 3, it's like, you know. So making it d3 + 3 minimum 4 against vehicles, that's great in just reducing the randomness of the weapon, and I love
It
that.
helps
I
in
hope we
getting
see
that
that more.
kill on the vehicle. So he's
Right,
definitely better against vehicles than infantry. Though I mean, 5 attacks, he can hold it. He can definitely hold his own.
right.
Um, looking at his ability that he's got
Yep,
the classic 4-up invul save, like all
yep,
Satan shards,
yep. And
and
just
then
like
he's
God's school,
yes, just like God's Goal, Morathi. He can only lose 3 wounds in the same phase, so he can lose up to 6 wounds a round. Because he can
yeah.
lose 3 in the shooting and 3 in the combat.
Or you could die in one turn if you psychic him.
Oh yeah, I forgot about psychic phase. So
Yeah.
and the psychic phase. So if you manage to do all that, you can kill him in 1 turn.
Yep. Now this is cool. It's not game breaking in 40k, I think, because I mean you could kill him in 1 turn if you really tried.
Right.
But it prevents him from just being shot off the table because shooting things is the easiest thing to do in 40k. So it prevents him being shot off the table instantly. So which is nice. I like that. And not being degradable, or having degrading stats. I mean, that's nice.
No, that's usually for the double digit models.
Right.
So he, like I said, he got to that safe bar. It's fine. Being
Mm-hmm.
able to look out there is also going to be very helpful.
Right. Right. And one more, I forgot this rule. This is kind of cute to me. If you kill a vehicle and a two, or for every, if you kill a vehicle, roll a dice for each vehicle you kill at the end of the attack, or end of each phase, and on a 2-up you get a wound back. That's cool. I don't think it's game breaking for him. Like that's nice. I guess you really wanting to kill vehicles.
But we're going to have to see how great the vehicle meta is going to be, right?
I mean, in this land of eradicators and more eradicators,
In
maybe not,
Meltas.
and melted, built by eradicators.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's.
don't know. Who knows? Maybe the new marine vehicles are gonna be amazing. Maybe a new monolith, So vehicles are gonna be more like that. Maybe we'll see more of them. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll maybe. So, how do you feel about the Necrons? Since I know you're gonna go hard on the Necrons when they finally come out.
Yeah, reanimation. That's the controversial topic right now. The Necron community is exploding with people saying it's terrible, people saying it's great, people saying it just worse feel no pain. But I'm holding my reservation before. If there are no stratagems or nothing, this sucks. But I really think there's going to be more stratagems, more special rules. I'm sure there's a protocol that's going to buff this. So I that's holding my judgment off of that. Uh, I mean, the sudden storm protocol. It's nice, not really. I mean, crazy, but I mean, there's gonna be more of them. So just that mechanic in general of Necron protocols is great.
Yeah, well, hopefully we
Hexmark's
can
nice.
see something. See
Yeah,
some
right,
more. I mean,
right. Maybe we will. Let's just say the start. I think they're gonna reveal more of the Necron dynasty rules.
yeah, I think they will too. I mean, they did that. It's probably not gonna be this week. It'll probably be like next week when they
Yeah,
start rolling out some more juicy bits over the
right,
week.
right. So yeah, Hexmark Destroyer. That's nice. I'm probably gonna get one just to have. He's a cool character. 6 pistol shots that could generate more shots. The monolith just solidifies why I want one. Those guns are tasty. The death ray is really nice. Again, long range firepower. The Void Dragons for sure solidifies me getting one. I was already planning on getting one anyway. That's a dope model. and just being having that mechanic where he just won't get shot instantly turn 1 or turn 2 or whatever. That's awesome. Obviously, he's a beast in close combat. I don't think you want to charge him against hordes. He seems like something you want to charge against like terminators or aggressors or vehicles
Yeah,
because
he's
5 attack does a lot.
definitely a heavy hitter,
Yeah,
not a person to get tangled up in hordes.
exactly. So, and it's a Catan shard, so it's gonna have some Catan shard powers.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Uh,
But that's exciting. I like it. I like all of this except for the reanimation. Holding off what I feel about that.
yeah, I'm gonna just go off by the models. Silent King. Looking forward to him. I don't think Silent King was mentioned in here.
No,
It was
it
not.
was the prices
So
for order.
I'm still thinking about him in my dreams. Void Dragon. I'm on the fence. I don't know. I don't. He's a cool model. Stats are kind of meh to me,
Mm-hmm.
but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I have to see more rules of the Necrons to justify that.
That's fair.
But he would. He's definitely a top priority because he'll look nice next to my Nightbringer. If I could take multiple shards, I don't know. I'm sure I can.
Take a can. They're just not the same of not multiple the same one.
The monolith is gonna be like the Void Dragon, but less. I'm not too excited to get a monolith, but if what I see is good, strategy wise and rules wise, I can see myself picking up a monolith. But right now,
I mean, you have
there's
one, right?
still just. Well, I mean, it's an orc conversion
Oh,
of
that's
a
true.
monolith, but right now it's I'm sit on the fence. Not
Okay.
even if it's good, there's still a chance that I'm probably not gonna pick it up.
All right. All right.
The character, what's his name? Hexmark Destroyer.
Yeah.
Uh, Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm not
yeah,
super excited about him.
he can destroy. He can probably wipe out a weak unit all by himself and all that. But other than that, I don't think he's gonna be much good for anything else. I'd rather have like another. I don't know. I would assume he's gonna be about 10 warriors worth of points.
Yeah.
Might as well
That's
have another 10 warriors in his place.
that's fair.
And reanimation protocol and the directives, I can't really comment on that. I haven't invested anything really into looking into those stuff to really much care because I'm more focusing on my Dark Eldar and Black Templars.
Fair enough.
But model wise, like I said, Void Dragon, I'd probably pick up, even if he's still bad. Be my Avatar 2.0.
There we go. And speaking of the other models, for sure, like I mentioned before, I'm getting 2 of the Doomstalkers and 3 Destroyers, the Locusts, because I need that in my army. It's really lacking the long range firepower, so that's a no brainer for me. I'm gonna probably grab a chaplain on bike because I have some bikes and it just makes sense. And codexes because yeah, I need those to play. And the lore is gonna be cool.
They're gonna add the new lore to those books.
I
Well,
think they're
the Necron book, of course, but
a
the
Necron, the
Space Marine
Necron one.
book.
Yeah, Space Marine probably not, but in terms of lore, but having the other stuff. I mean, I have my 30k Blood Angels, which I could use in 40k now that they have 2 wounds. They're gonna have 2 wounds,
Right.
so I'm excited for that. But the Necron one, the lore is gonna be for sure interesting. Seeing what the Silent King's been up to, why is he back, etc., etc. What Imhotep's been up to.
Well, now that the Silent King is back, gives me hope that Vect might come back.
Oh, he's gonna come back. It's a guarantee. You know why? Because Dark Eldar players like Matt are gonna buy him.
Hell yeah.
Everyone needs a Supreme Commander.
But he
And
better be like his old model. Yeah, he better have some slaves on his ship. Little Eldar slave girls at his feet. That'd be nice.
I'm for sure he's gonna be awesome. Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna be on a Jabba the Hutt like giant raider thing.
Oh yeah, he's got to be on his
Yeah, for sure.
I forgot what it's called. But
Dice of Destruction.
yeah, that's
There you go.
you can only hope. Just like how everyone hopes that Primarch will come out at the end of the year
Or in January.
or in January. Probably not gonna happen.
Probably gonna happen. Calling it now. 40k Lion.
We'll see. He is the most likely to come back.
He is.
But that's all the stories we got. I got nothing left to talk about. Got something?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I think we're gonna see more rules rolling out this week. They tend to wanna hype the week before pre-order, so more people pre-order. So I think we'll see more stuff this week than next week.
Yeah, hopefully we get some Silent King reveals, and
That'd be amazing.
I don't know what else we're missing, but I'm more interested in the Silent King.
Yeah, same here. I'm really interested in the dynasty rules. I really want to confirm that friggin' what's it called, the Sawtech one is rapid fire 18, because that makes Gauss players situation, it turns them from not Gauss players, Gauss blasters, or sorry, Gauss whatever the shotgun is. It's gonna turn that from meh to super good for warriors. 14 inches of 2 shots, strength 4 -2. Sorry, strength 5 -2. 1 damage. Yeah, I'm loving that. So I'm excited for the dynasty preview for sure.
Yeah, well, I assume they're gonna roll it out. Well, no, because they confirmed both books are coming out.
Yeah, same time.
Okay, I was gonna say which one do you think is gonna come out first, but it doesn't matter.
And I'm curious to see more stuff for Space Marines. I mean, they haven't revealed everything, so I want to see what kind of changes and or unit stats they're gonna show. I really want to see the Assault Intercessor data sheet. I want to see what upgrades it has. But
well, we got 2 weeks to find all that information out.
yeah, so
We'll be here next week to discuss all that information that they're gonna throw out.
Yeah. Unless there's more leaks. Maybe there'll be leaks over the weekend from people who get the codex early. So we'll see.
That is true. One day GW will give us something free. We just gotta get our name out there.
There you go.
All right then. Well, again, our social medias are in the description. You can find John's Instagram, see what he's painting, what he's up to. You can join me on Twitch. Usually do it every night. And my Instagram, Sundays are usually my painting days, so have fun watching me mess around with that. And we'll catch you guys next time.
Catch you later, everyone. Hopefully with more Necron Space Marine info.
All right, till next time.